there was a great sense of community purpose. And I think much of that purpose flowed out of a place like the neighborhood house. It was very reassuring to be a young African American kid and to have a place to come to in the afternoon or even in the evening. In the wintertime, it stayed open till 9:30, 9 o'clock. And so me and my friends we would come over to the neighborhood house, and we would be able to play checkers or learn how to play chess, or we would engage in athletic pursuits, or we would work on puzzles. And many of the adults in the community would be here during the day. Some of them had jobs, and so it was like this extra set of parents that you had over at the neighborhood house. And I think that there was a great deal of their spirit that they invested in you, in these kids who were running around, especially at this very interesting time in American history when the nation was very wobbly on its legs. The Vietnam War was going on. Many of our older brothers, my older brother, went off to Vietnam, and there were a lot of tensions everywhere, racial tensions and economic tensions, and you had this safety valve, and that was the neighborhood house.
I just graduated from Centennial High School, and I'm going to Columbus State in the fall, and I will be transferring to Ohio State University or Bowling Green University. The neighborhood house means a lot to me because it's like my home. I grew up here. I can get out of the negative environment and come around a lot of positive people. And my co-worker had told me that you have to be a follower to be a leader, and I was just thinking about it. I thought it was like a bad follower, but I have a lot of good followers that I follow out there, and they leading me in the right direction. They like showed me a lot, and I got like a lot of opportunities with the neighborhood house. Got like a lot of jobs as a tutor and a camp worker. What else? And it's a lot of like positive people around me that also have been in my shoes. It's motivate me a lot and like just show me that I can do anything that I want to do, and it just make me happy to like to show me that I have a lot of people that really cares. Like they don't just pat me on the back, they show me, they go the extra mile, and they just show me that I can be somebody and go somewhere. So like as I get older, I'm going to come back to the neighborhood house when I succeed, put money into it if it's still here, to like show the appreciation that I give to them also. And it's just like a lot of people around me that have been like graduated from high school, college, because I really don't have like that at home. Like I'm the first person in my family, me and my cousin, to graduate from high school and go on to college. So I got like a lot of people like to help me with work, essays, anything. I could just come to the neighborhood house.
And I'm a product of the neighborhood house / Sawyer Rec Center. I grew up out here. I'm a Mount Vernon area kid. I grew up in the Bolivar Arms and Trevor Heights. And I could say that the neighborhood house and Sawyer Recreation Center was truly a safe haven for most of us growing up out here. It was a place that we knew we could go to not only find recreation, but also people who truly showed that they cared for us, adults that cared for us, had our best interests at heart. We knew we could come here to meet a whole host of needs. Free lunches were always provided in the summertime. There were usually snacks and things provided to us during, after school programs and recreational hours. I fell in love with different variety of sports here, mainly basketball, and I was blessed to be able to have a great prep career, go on to have a great college career, and then play professionally overseas and in the minor leagues. I still actually play basketball to this day. There was a spell in my life where I was getting into some trouble, just venturing off in the streets, trying to find my way as a youngin'. And I believe that if not for had been for this place, then who knows? You know, I had a ton of friends who got caught up into the criminal life and have done, have caught life terms in prison, have been, have died prematurely. You know, I had a good friend. We were thick as thieves. We ran around and we did a lot of things we shouldn't in this neighborhood. And I remember he went away. He went to like juvenile jail for like 6 months. And in that time, I spent more time than ever in the neighborhood house playing basketball, developing my skill. Kind of made some friends with the same interests, sports and such. And I just gravitated to this place, and I spent more time than ever here. And then when he came back 6 months later, we did our normal routine. We met up in the neighborhood. We came up to Sawyer. And we would play basketball for half an hour or so, and then, hit the streets. And at this particular time, the allotted 30 minutes was up, and he was like, "Come on, I'm ready to let's go." And I said, I looked at him in the eyes and said, "Man, this is what I do now. I really, play basketball now, and I'm in here, and I'm a part of these programs that go on at the neighborhood house." And 10, 15 years later, he's doing life in prison, and I'm able to still impact the community. So this place has literally saved my life. God has used it to save my life and to help me to grow as a man. And I'm thankful that I'm still a part of this place and that I'm able to be here day in, day out, and have an impact on the lives of the people of this community.
My name is Tamika Brown Whitehead. The Sawyer Center means a lot to me because it's a place of neighborhood and community. Always a place that we can come give back and just always just be ourselves and represent the neighborhood.
My name is Jared Solinger. Sawyer Rec Center means everything to me because this is where I had my first tryout. I remember trying out for Monroe Middle School, and our gym was being occupied by the girls, and they had a basketball game. And this is where it all started. This is where I first made the first team in my life, and it means everything.
The Sawyer neighborhood house is so important to me because it was one of the places where I started at. Being from Columbus, Ohio, this is like one of the gyms that, myself, Jared Sullinger, a lot of the guys that are playing college basketball, professional basketball, is where they started at. So, I know me and Jared's first tryout for Monroe was in this gym. It brings back a lot of memories every time I come here. It's like family. It's like I'm walking into a different family. So, I will continue to come here and work out and get back to the community.
I started coming to the neighborhood house about 33 years ago. As a kid, coming out here, hanging with my family that was from Bolivar Arms. 1995, I started working as a rec leader at Sawyer's from 95 to 2000. I've always been one for the community, so that was my way of giving back to the community. 7 months ago, one of my kids that I had when I was working called me to come back to help at the neighborhood house. And at first I was kind of iffy, but I think that's what I'm here for, is to help the community and the kids. Appreciate the Lord giving me the ability to be able to do my duties. And we're going to see what we can make happen. We're going to make it work for the community.